This is a video I thought I'd never get to make, being a wrestling channel, but your votes have spoken and we're branching out, baby. I'll skip the preamble and just note that this is one of my favorite games of all time. I've been playing it ever since I can remember. We're looking at all 10 tracks of SSX Tricky today to rank them on their visual appeal. Practicality and my favorites to race on are not playing a part here. This is solely which track looks the prettiest. Let's go. Starting us off dead last at number 10 is Untracked. I know, big shock. This is bare bones as fuck, but that's the point. It's just an extra gift from the dev team to practice on. The layout really gives me SSX 3 vibes, and that game was very down to earth like this track. This course is majorly simplistic, but I adore the chopper that dispatches you in the mountain. That's awesome. Those little circular bumps in the ice that throw your character all around are pretty nice, but I will admit, those snow-covered trees look like shit here. I get what they were going for, I just don't enjoy it. This track in its totality isn't ugly at all, it's just very purposely stripped down, and that's okay. I mean, we need variety in a psychedelic-ass funky game like this. Our runner-up for worst track visually is number 9, Mesa Blanca. The motifs here are auburn southern glow, and they nailed that for sure. It's orange and yellowish as all hell here, but as a kid, and even to a point now as an adult, it's kinda dull compared to everything else you're about to see in this list. I will commend the inclusion of those winding minecart tracks all around the course though, they are pretty great, and the waterfall here is beautiful. Honestly, any track with water fixtures gets bonus points for me. And I really like the small details like the orange and blue barriers with the Mesa Blanca insignia. And Eddie's trippy ass billboard is a winner for sure, but it's not exclusive to this track. That cart rail that leads you straight through a mine shaft is just gorgeous, and it's a cute little detail. I will admit though, the finishing stretch here is kind of underwhelming in terms of eye-popping set pieces or details. Mesa Blanca isn't bad at all, it's just not a blow-away winner. Moving on to more divisive territory here, we've got Alaska at number 8. And I know I just said as a kid that Mesa Blanca was a little dull to me, but dear lord, I hated Alaska. It was way too difficult for me, and it's still a pretty rough challenge for me even as an adult. I have to commend the drop zone though, that's awesome as hell. And I think the most fitting piece of this course is definitely that narrow ass stretch of sharp ice right at the intro. That looked pretty sick. This track has a great emphasis on scale for sure, and I have to highlight by far my favorite piece of the course, the ridiculous aquarium style tunnel. That is gorgeous even now. I love how this looks. What I don't love is all that really coarse, rough, dark blue ice everywhere in this one. I understand that it's very thematic with it being Alaska, it's just not all that appealing to me. And as you know by now, I really dig the river here, so much so that I fell into it like 3 times. Admittedly though, the middle stretch here is pretty forgettable, and it looks to me that the devs focus on track complexity and difficulty over the aesthetics in the ice cavern section here. The giant vertical U-turn here though is awesome. It reminds me of one of those old water slides that you'd see at Typhoon, Texas water park. And of course, the airlift tunnel at the finish is amazing. In my opinion, it's the only super big air-centric set piece of this entire track. Number 7 brings us to Gabaldi, and you might be throwing shit at the screen right now, but take a second and consider, what does Gabaldi really bring to the table visually? Yes, the initial drop is iconic. I've spent more time racing on this track than I've spent with my immediate family. It is functionally an immaculate introductory course, but visually, it's simplistic yet grandiose. The accents on the crowd barriers are very cute. The skybox here looks absolutely stunning thanks to my HD texture pack. You know, I'm sorry, I don't know who to plug for that, my bad. But essentially it just upscales every original texture in the game. But the billboards look great here. The crowd looks so much better now, and the whole track is very bare bones, but it's still a marvel to be seen. Of course I have to shout out the river here, it's very nice, and the 2 four-way jumps near the middle of the course have always looked really neat to me as well. Overall, I wish I could put this one higher, but it's too simplistic visually to go further up the list. Just missing our top 5 here is Allesium Alps, and as a kid, when I made it to this track, I knew shit was about to go down. I've just always adored the purple hues everywhere here. If you've watched this channel, you know I like purple. It's very distinct. The slopes in the skybox look absolutely wonderful here for sure, and I've always liked that triple caution tape looking boost at the beginning with the little jumping points, but the low valleys with all the trees near the halfway point never really appealed to me. The legendary gigantic half pipe absolutely left an impression on me though. This looks awesome. Then you speed through those branching paths with the electronic borders that look great, and you get to see the mountain finishing zone. My old CRT TV never let me notice that the Allesium Alps logo is actually carved into the top of the mountain. That's awesome. And then the actual caved out ice that you finish in looks wonderful as well. This course is a highlight of this game for me. Our top 5 best looking SSX Tricky tracks are upon us, and this entry starts our courses named after dreams round. Now, little kid ZM would feel a little weird placing Snowdream over Gabaldi, but Snowdream does so much to differentiate itself from anything else in this game. I always loved the giant parade floats and the overall nighttime setting here. The skybox with the moon looks literally jaw-dropping in HD. That looks so good. And the Kaori billboard here is also pretty nice. Honestly, if I had to pick a favorite balloon, it'd probably be that little mouse guy. I like him a lot. And I always like the blink and you miss it ski lifts as well. Overall, I just appreciate that this course is so visually cohesive with its themes. To end our courses named after dreams round, we've got Pipe Dream. Seeing this for the first time as a kid blew my mind. This is so pro skater coded, and I wasn't even old enough to articulate that yet when I saw it. The rails here are so nice and so genuinely intricate in their placement. The little introductory half pipes are cute, and I love the billboard cutouts of the riders near the end of the track. This whole course being in a warehouse just makes everything feel like a playground, and I've always liked that. The huge construction ladder looking thing at the end looks great with those little Target decals, and a lot of the shots I was able to get here are gorgeous. Pipe Dream is extremely condensed by design, but it packs in so much here. Before we move on, shout out to those pro skater looking pits too. Big 3 time is upon us, and the bronze medal goes to Mercury City Meltdown. Conceptually, this is one of the easiest layups they could have made here, a track winding through a city. But the cityscape looks wonderful. That bank looking building with the shortcut underneath is cool as hell. And that inexplicable giant green ball in the middle of the city is awesome. Even the little things like the little neon lights for the shops are cute, and the billboards here are very cohesive with the overall aesthetic where they're not in other tracks. The double half pipe will always be cool to me, and the big bridge with construction underneath always popped me. And that steel beam that you go through into literal traffic is legendary. I got so many cool shots here, they just don't make games like this anymore. Our runner-up for the most visually stunning SSX Tricky track is Aloha Ice Jam. This was always my favorite course logo, but admittedly, it's the part of the game that always gave me the most problems growing up. The skybox here looks wonderful. I really admire all the vibrant colors everywhere as well, and I must say, Marisol makes a great Silver Surfer in this game. The tiki tunnels are so eye-catching and they're very island-esque. The enormous final tunnel walls kind of remind me of a brain membrane. It's very odd but intriguing. The water tunnel is absolutely beautiful though. I love shit like this. All the inner tubes that come from the tikis are really visually striking, and even the minuscule things like how soft and plush the slopes look are really nice to me. I have to commend the fantastic little flower wreath at the finish line too. I never noticed it until now, but that's pretty sick. But of course, there's one track that's even better. 9 tracks have come and passed, and we're left with only the Tokyo Megaplex reigning supreme. Is this really a shock to anyone? This track is all-encompassing. It's like a giant pinball board, and I love it. Every single piece here is so vibrant. Even something so innocuous like the starting tunnel feels like you're being deployed into another world. The elevator here is by leaps and bounds the most iconic set piece in the whole game to me, but the pink lining and banners included here make it pop that much more. I love the little things like those green cannons that look like turtles from Sonic Heroes, or the retracting hazards that look like little punching bags. And with this HD textures pack, I could really appreciate the skybox and the banners I've never noticed until now. The rails in the air with those little narrow tunnels add so much to the chaos and complexity to the visuals here too. The glass above the little pinball bumper section is awesome as well, and honestly, I can't say enough complimentary things about the Tokyo Megaplex. As a kid, this was a marvel to me, and I'm sorry in advance for trauma dumping, but I didn't have the best relationship with my dad, and despite that, he would always see this track on my little TV in my room and mimicked the announcer at the intro cutscene every single time he saw it. In conclusion, this video was a long time coming. As much as I know I'm a wrestling channel, I don't want to put myself in a box. I hope I've shown this game to at least one new set of eyes, and I've brought some childhood comfort to some OGs out there. I appreciate your time and support. I'll catch you later.